Establishments like malls are imposing stricter measures in an effort to prevent further spread of coronavirus. Here with us this morning to tell us more about the protocols is SM Supermalls President Stephen Tan. Good morning. Thanks for being here, Stephen.
Good morning, James.
Wow, a lot of questions out there, especially to do with some of our malls with the scare of coronavirus. I'll firstly ask, how is the foot traffic right now?
Well, it's very normal that it will definitely drop a little. It did drop maybe around 15%. The footfall has dropped, but we see this is not going to be. This is a knee-jerk reaction. No? So the past few days have been, slow. But we see that once everything is in place, or you have all the precautionary measures in place, that people see that it's a safe place to go, they'll come back.
I mean, life has to go on, right?
Yes,
I
correct.
mean, I think the key message is probably if you can avoid unnecessary interactions, by all means, do so. But there is still day-to-day things that we have to consider. Our groceries, for example. What are some of those measures that you mentioned that SM Supermalls have taken to assure customers that they're safe?
As early as late January, we have already have alcohols by all the entrances, and then when you enter the mall, we have thermal scanning. If you register, then it was 37.6. Now, if you register 37.6, we ask the customer to go to the nearest hospital. But as of yesterday, we've lowered it down to 37.3. We also disinfect our malls. Now we have a sanitation crew that goes around, sanitizing handrails, ATMs, escalator handrails, elevator buttons. And every evening, we really fully sanitize our malls. Now we hire professional. We have a contractor that really goes around heavily misting our malls. No? But in all our toilets also, we sanitize it in every 15, 20 minutes. So there's a lot of sanitizing that we're doing.
I've noticed that, I was there yesterday, and I noticed that in Megamall, you actually have people, like I said, standing with the spray bottles. These are not just machines.
Yes.
And it makes a difference, doesn't it? I mean, I noticed, I was just observing from afar how people tend to, when there's another human offering it,
Yes.
they tend to be more receptive to it
true.
rather than if it's an inanimate object.
We saw that before. Initially, it was we put alcohol bottles, pumps, and maybe 3 out of 10 would do it, but the rest of the 7 won't. So since last week we said, let's encourage really people to really sanitize their hands when it's safer. So we deployed all this some crew, really pumping.
Also, probably protect against hoarding, diba? Because if it was, no, I'm just kidding. But speaking of hoarding, okay, it is a serious issue, this panic buying. There is no reason to panic buy,
There's
right?
no reason. We have enough stocks for everyone. We replenish all our supermarkets every evening. So if you go there in the morning, it's really fully, replenished. No? So there's really no need for panic buying.
And I noticed that you've only put rations on one product so far. Which
Only
is
alcohol.
That's down to 2 bottles?
Three
bottles now.
bottles per person.
And that's just there's really no reason to panic about it, but this is just to keep it into perspective. I know this is probably, some people had the question, if it's for a company, do they get a bigger allowance? Do they have to show a PO or something if people are buying for a company?
No, we really ration it per person. So we do not have that in place yet for company to buy bulk. No?
Anyway, your companies would go direct
Yes.
with a PO. All right. Are there other efforts that you wish to impose in the coming days or weeks that you want to share with people out there?
Well, in our workforce, we have, since the announcement last night, we have already implemented work from home or work in the nearest malls. We have a lot of malls all over, so they don't really have to travel that far to go to, like for example, a lot of our personnel are from, in the head office, lives in Cavite. So we have a lot of malls in Cavite that they could just work from their nearest malls. Well, we have, for the time being, canceled our 3-day sale in Metro Manila, 5 of our malls. We cancel a lot of the social gatherings that we have in our malls for the time being.
Yeah. So once again, it's all about just keeping it down to the necessary interactions,
Yes.
because life still must go on.
It has to go on.
In many ways, I think the fear out there is it's the fear and the panic that will cause far more harm than the actual virus. Have you ever seen, in your experience, any kind of behavior like this before?
Well, we've seen some, but nothing like this, no? Well, we had Ondoy, we had, the Taal volcano eruption, but nothing like this.
Nothing like this. But once again, let's just recap. It's about practicing good hygiene.
Yes.
It's practicing social distancing. So this is why we're this way. And it's also about just remaining calm.
Yes.
Just remain calm. This will be handled properly, but it needs our cooperation. Thank you very much, SM Supermalls President.
One
Mr.
more
Stephen
thing.
Tan. Please go ahead.
Stop fake news.
Oh, yes, of
spreading
course. Stop fake news.
Yeah, there's a lot of them around. You have to check the authenticity of the news before you post.
Absolutely. It just takes a little bit of time to just double check with a credible news source. There are also some sites dedicated to some fake news that you can check. Like I go to Snopes.com, always tells me if that deals with mostly international stuff. So Mr. Stephen Tan, this is how we do it.
Thank you so much,
You're welcome.
James.
Bye-bye.